So Jefferson salamanders are an endangered species, both nationally and provincially. And what that means is that we really need to take measures to help the species recover.
And that's why each year for nearly the past decade, King Road in Burlington is closed at this time of year. It becomes a salamander crossing.
It's closed off right now to allow for Jefferson salamanders to migrate across it to their breeding ponds.
So we can't see them now, but they're all in and about around here, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Why?
Well, they spend the winter in crevices in the rock and in small mammal burrows underground. And then in the springtime, when we get the first rains and the snow starts to melt, they come up out of the ground and migrate to breeding ponds.
Well, the road is along the Niagara Escarpment. This is a perfect area for the Jefferson salamanders, but you won't get to see any during the day. They're all hiding along the sides of the roads, and they come out at night,
where they lay their eggs and do their things, and then they migrate back into the woods and go back underground. The distribution of Jefferson salamanders in Ontario is actually very closely tied to the Niagara Escarpment. There are some populations off escarpment, but that's really the stronghold of the population.
And a healthy salamander population is an indication of a healthy environment.
Salamanders in general are actually really interesting because they're almost like your indicator species. They'll tell you whether or not your forest is healthy.
They typically like to move on warm, wet nights. They're amphibians, so they have very moist skin, and they prefer to stay wet.
Well, this road will likely stay closed until after the first week of April, depending on how much warm, wet weather we get before then. In Burlington, Audra Brown, City News.